Okay, do you guys know what self-segregation is?
No. Isn't that when you like isn't when you only hang out with your own race?
Yeah. Good
I
job.
had to think.
Okay, so do you guys see that a lot on this campus?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like I've been seeing some Asians, and some black guys and stuff. Like, I feel like people integrate.
I feel like it's a lot of diversity, so we can't. It's kind of impossible to limit yourself. People definitely feel more comfortable around people that look like them.
Okay, so like where in particular do you see a lot of self-segregation?
Mostly out, because I feel like a lot of the dorms, because of the suites, that people are put with other races, but
Yeah.
Diner hall too.
Yeah. Any place where you eat, you'll see like people
Yeah,
typically of the same race eating together.
Not even like even if they just look alike. Like if somebody looks like they Spanish or looks like they black or looks like they white, you see them sitting people that look like them.
Okay, so what do you like? What is your each personal experience with self-segregation?
I'm pretty sure every time I'm in Montes, I'm with black people. So, yeah.
You mean in college or like in life?
I mean, you can talk about both.
I never grew up around anybody of any other skin color. Like I've been with black people my whole neighborhood all my life. I didn't see anybody of any other race unless I was in a corner store or a Chinese store. So like a Chinese restaurant. So it's like I have a comfortability with people of my that look like me, but I'm not limited to it. Like I don't feel a way about hanging out with white people or Spanish people or Spanish people being correct, Latino people. But like
either way, I think it's
whatever. I'm sorry. Hispanic or Latino people, like I don't limit myself. It's just I don't know. Like I definitely feel more comfortable with people of my same race, but I'm not limited. I don't care. I hang out with anybody that's cool.
I guess more so when I got here to school. I think I hung out more with like black people or Spanish people or African American or Latino. At home, I hung out with a lot of people, like different races. But when I got here, I guess, all my suite mates and roommates are black. So aside from, I'm sorry,
majority.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like compared to high school, it was predominantly a white town, so I mostly hung out with white people.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's a lot of diversity, so
yeah.
Okay, so how do you guys think people view your group of friends, like based on race?
They probably think I only hang out with Spanish and black people.
I think since I've been here, I've been pretty good at like being like not noticed. Like I don't think anybody really notices.
yeah, like I don't think anybody's like singling us.
But I mean, if they did, like, what
Oh.
would they think about your group?
They think we were.
I don't think we do anything that makes us like.
But if they had to look at
bad.
us, they'd be like, okay, that's like a weird mix of 5 black girls who do not look anything alike, and then 1 Spanish girl. Like,
Who's the Spanish girl?
Chantel. But it's like, it's a group of like 5 black girls. None of us like look like we're the same. Like you and Tiara and me and Nova, like none of us look the same.
Yeah.
So I guess like we're diverse within our own race still.
Mm-hmm.
But people looking would just see black girls and would be like, oh, well, she's this type of black.
And that comes with stereotypes.
Yeah. So you mentioned like there is 1 Spanish person. So how do you think she feels? Like how does she integrate into the group since the rest of you are African American?
Chantel?
Honestly,
She seems comfortable with us.
Yeah.
She loves black
She
people.
does. All her friends are black.
She has no problem with it. I don't even see her with
Oh my
Spanish
gosh,
people.
majority of her friends are black.
Yeah, she's the
All
first
of
one I
her
made on
friends are
campus
black.
before I made a black friend. So, like, I don't think she's
She's mad cool with it.
She's comfortable. And I'm comfortable with her. So it's cool with me.
Okay. Why do you think people self-segregate?
Because they feel more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a comfort
Like, they know that
They they know that like with someone of their same race, they're probably gonna have commonalities, things
And
that
then there's a chance they were probably brought up similar.
yeah, all things endured the same experiences, things like that.
Okay, so do you think it's wrong to self-segregate yourself?
I mean, I think you should try to be friends with other people because you would be right. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like you're just not like you don't like the other race. You just hang out with them. I guess I don't know.
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's something that's more juvenile, but not in a negative way. Like it's something you do when you're younger because it's like your comfort zone. But I feel like as we get older, we'll realize, okay, like Middle Eastern people are cool to hang out with too. And Asian people are cool to hang out with too. Because I think people, even though people try to refute stereotypes so much, we apply them ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hesitant to hang out with people because we think they're going to fit into the stereotypes that we're uncomfortable with them being in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like as we get older, we have this time to like open our minds and not be so super selective about what race or what color skin people we hang out with.
I feel like the longer we're here too, like when everybody first came here, it's kind of like you're away from home for some people that are from far away. And then they get here and they're hanging out with people that they feel more comfortable with because they're somewhere completely out of their comfort zone already. So maybe over the time that they're here, when they start getting used to everything, they might, it would be a good thing to try and hang out with people of the other races. But
yeah, like I don't think it's wrong necessarily because it's not as if the person is intentionally most of the time trying to self-segregate. It's just where they're most comfortable. So
Okay. All right. So since the campus is so diverse, do you think that self-segregation is something that, like, is it a benefit to the school or is it like a negative thing?
Diversity?
No, self-segregation.
considering the school is diverse,
Because you know how like certain like there's organizations like like
yeah,
black ones and then
True.
what's it called?
so do you think it's a
Yeah.
benefit or like it's holding us back?
I think in a way it could be holding people back. Just recently we were talking about the sororities, and somebody was like, yeah, I wanted to join one, but then I didn't know if I should because this specific sorority has mostly Asians in it, and the person wasn't Asian. So they felt like they couldn't. So I guess in a certain way, because it kind of just automatically happens. It's not like they were like, okay, only an Asian can be here, only a Hispanic. But it just happened that way, and it makes everybody feel like self-segregation. So I guess it can be a bad thing at some points.
I think I feel like the two are like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're complements of each other. Like the campus is so diverse, you have endless options of who you can hang out with. It just sometimes you do want to get back into your comfort zone and hang out with a group of black people or a group of Asian people. So I think groups like Haraya or the ones out there, there's like I forgot what the name of the Latino organization is, but it's like if you at some point feel like you want to step back into your comfort zone, you always have that place there for you. But like groups like that aren't telling you, oh, come hang out with all the black people on campus all the time. Like they want you to go out there and make friends. And I think those organizations, the love and respect they teach you for your race, you should put that back out in the world as loving and respecting everybody else's races too.
she said. Reach.
All right, hold on, pause. Okay, so you guys feel like you do self-segregate unintentionally, basically. So now that you notice it, is this something that you want to like change about yourself? Like you want to reach out to other races or
No. And it's not to be rude, it's just like, it's not as if I'm a racist. I mean, I do encounter with white people. It's not as if I have a problem hanging out with white people, but if I'm comfortable with a person and they happen to be black, then that's that. I'm not going to try to force myself onto another race, in a sense.
I don't know. I wouldn't try to just, I'm not going to make friends with you just because you're another race. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, you're white and I need a white friend because that's just weird.
Sounds like something I got to check off my list.
Yeah, my bucket list. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I have Spanish friends and I have black friends. And if I talk to other people, like if I'm somewhere and you talk to me, I'll talk back. But I'm not going to go just make a friend because, like, oh yeah, well, you're Asian. I'm going to be your friend because I need one. That's just not, that just doesn't seem right.
Mm-hmm.
But if we become friends, then cool. I'm happy with it.
I feel like I'm open to hang out with anybody. Like I think I'm not gonna go out and say, oh, I'm gonna go sit with all the Asians and Mongols today because I need to fill my quota of Asian friends.
Yeah.
Like nah. But if I meet somebody that's cool and they're Asian and from Kansas or something, I'm not gonna not be cool with them because I'm a black girl from Brooklyn. Like
Yeah.
that is, I'm open to anything, but I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go out my way. But if I meet somebody of different ways that I don't feel like I personally vibe with, I'm not gonna say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna be cool with them anyway just because I need an Asian friend.
Yeah.
But I'm open to anything. Like if I meet a cool I shouldn't even say cool Asian person, an Asian person that I can personally relate to, or a person like I met somebody from England that I personally relate to. He's from a small village in England, and I'm from a big city in New York. Like, and we vibe like we were cool. So I feel like anybody that I encounter that I can be cool with, that I see myself having a friendship with, I'll pursue a friendship with you. But I'm not gonna say no or say yes just because of the fact that you may or may not look like me. Like I've met black people before that I can't relate to, and I personally can never see myself having a relationship with my whole life. I've encountered people like that, and I have no problem saying I can't vibe with you. And you look like me. We grew up in the same place. We have the same interests as me, but we just don't vibe personally.
All right. So we talked about like socially, but like how about in like classroom settings and stuff like that? Like, who do you tend to flock to?
I really don't talk to anybody unless they talk to me. I'm gonna be very honest. If someone, or unless like the person sitting next, usually whoever, so whatever race you are sitting next to me, then I'll talk to you. It doesn't matter.
I feel like classes kind of force you to be diverse because you don't get to pick who's in your classes. Like I have a class where I hang out with a whole group of like white boys that like play with lacrosse, but they're cool. Even though I have no interest in lacrosse, but they're cool. And I have a class where the only girl I talk to is the one black girl in my class. So I feel like classes force you to be diverse. I wouldn't say that I like purposely place myself next to people because I don't, but I don't know. I feel like it's something now that I had this conversation, I'm going to pay more attention to it. But I don't feel like I ever did it.
What was your question again?
In classroom settings, like who do you tend to flock to?
Okay, so I'm generally a shy person, so I personally don't flock to anybody. I sit in the corner, and if you happen to sit next to me and we talk, then that's that. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to interact with anybody because one, I'm in class, I'm trying to learn. I don't really care to make friendships, but if it happens, it happens. So
yeah, I really don't talk to you. I really don't talk to people. Like unless, I mean, if they talk to me or if we're sitting next to each other and something happens where one of my teachers told us we had to exchange numbers with someone. Like we had at least one person and we had to exchange numbers, and it ended up being whoever we were partnered with. So I guess you really have no control.
Yeah.
I give random people random compliments.
You're just social.
I like your sweater.
Very social, man.
Okay. So all right, so how do you guys view groups who self-segregate? Like, what is your first reaction if you say you see a group of white guys together or a group of... Okay, let me make a scenario. Like, say it's a group of white guys and there's a group of black girls. What's your initial reaction to that?
it's just a group of people. wouldn't think anything of it. Like I'm thinking, like the example that comes to my mind is when I walked in the Mondays and I saw like all the lacrosse players sit together. I just said, okay, there's lacrosse players.
Yeah, I think I would
Sit
assume
together.
that there was something going on, depending on the amount of people it is. I would assume maybe they're like a group together, like a team or something of that sort. Or I just probably wouldn't.
It doesn't really faze me. Like it's just
I wouldn't be
normal
like, oh
people.
my god, they should find another friend to go in there. And it's like of another race to make them look different. A little bit, but no.
But if you had a question or something, so
To ask them,
which group would you approach?
The ones that were similar to me.
whoever's closer. Actually, I probably wouldn't approach anyone.
Really?
I'm not gonna front. I'm
Like-
guilty of analyzing people.
Yeah.
I would have to look at them and see if
Yeah.
they look like when I did my thing, and they were like, "Who should we talk to?" And I was like, "Who looks the nicest right now?"
Oh, so
Like,
they
who
look
looks
friendly.
friendly?
Okay.
So it'd be whoever looks like they would answer me. Because some people you could just see in their face, like, I'm not gonna respond to you.
Yeah, I feel like if I was out somewhere and I had a question, I'm guilty of analyzing people. So I see a group of black girls who I happen to like I get vibes. So I feel like I get a vibe off you that maybe you have an attitude, or I might ask the white boy who I feel like is chilling. Like if he seems cool and he's chilling, I'd ask him before I ask somebody that looks like me, but I get a feeling that maybe she has an attitude because and those assumptions are sometimes wrong, but she has this look on her face. She's walking around. She's either upset or she has an attitude problem. So I'm just ask this cool white boy over here.
Yeah.
Like I'm guilty of analyzing people. I analyzed them for a long time before I talked to them at all. So I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't see skin color, but I do
I see it.
overanalyze people. Like I watch people's movements and just their whole vibe and everything.
And I probably only approach one person in the group, like hey, you, excuse me. From whoever. I wouldn't be like, hey, group of people, can I ask her? But like, I'd be like, no, you, can
That
I?
one person be like, do y'all know?
Pretty much. Because usually if you have one person, they'll ask everybody else if they don't know. So, they do it for you.
All right. Any last comments? Concerns? No.
Power to the human race, y'all.
Okay.